Venice, the city of lovers, gondolas, and ancient bridges, became something else entirely for one weekend in June 2025. A billionaire's playground. Police sealed streets, locals were locked out. Private canales transformed into luxury red carpets. At the center of it all, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez, preparing to say "I do" in a ceremony cloaked in diamonds, drones, and non-disclosure agreements. But here's what most headlines didn't tell you. This wasn't the wedding. The real marriage had already happened, quietly, legally, in Florida. The grand Venetian ceremony just for optics, just for power, just for legacy. While millions imagined the romance of Venice, insiders whispered brand management than marriage. Guests arrived by luxury water taxi, stripped of phones and contact with the outside world. Everyone was silenced by NDAs, armed security, and the pressure of status. Kim Kardashian, Leonardo DiCaprio, Oprah, Queen Rania, and more arrived without cameras. Rumors spread like champagne bubbles. Lady Gaga might sing. Elton John had been seen nearby, but nothing was confirmed. Because this wasn't just a celebration, it was a performance. Meanwhile, the city of Venice was boiling. Locals weren't allowed to pass through their own neighborhoods. Boats were banned, drones jammed, and on the second day, activists floated a giant Bezos dummy through the canal, cash in one hand, an Amazon box in the other. Their chant, "No space for Bezos." One protester shouted, "He colonized the city for a weekend." And they called it romance. But Bezos knew the rules of optics, so he donated €3 million to Venetian charities. He offered to help clean canals. He gave press just enough to soften the headlines. Inside the villa, there was no expense spared. Caterers flown in from Paris, security flown in from Israel, $50,000 gift bags handed to every guest, and somewhere in that gilded chaos, Lauren Sánchez changed outfits multiple times, each one custom-made, unreleased, unreproducible. But behind the glamour was calculation. Sources revealed that Bezos locked down one of the most intense prenups in billionaire history. After paying $38 billion in his last divorce, he wasn't about to lose the throne again. This marriage was structured like a merger. Every asset, every clause, every detail, handled like a corporate deal. An inner guest murmured, there was more legal planning than emotional preparation. Jeff's marrying for the story, not the ceremony, and maybe that's the most telling part. Because this wasn't just a wedding, it was a symbol. A billionaire who once sold books, now renting the world's most beautiful city for a weekend of image polishing. A man who went from garage entrepreneur to planet-owning power, now literally shutting down Venice like it was an Amazon warehouse. And while the drones flew and the champagne flowed, and Bezos smiled from his palazzo balcony, just beyond the wedding perimeter, a man held a protest sign that read, "You bought the city, but you'll never own the soul." So what was this really? Love? Power? Or one final flex to prove that nothing, not even ancient Venice, is off-limits to the ultra-rich? Like if you believe cities aren't for sale. Comment, was this a wedding or a takeover? Subscribe for the stories they try to keep behind the velvet rope.